Hi everyone, this is Susie Kwan. Welcome back to my What I Have Learned series on Railroads Online. Glad you can make it. Um, as you can see, I got new cars because I think the last time all I had was this single unmarked car. And I bought those with the 2000 that you start out with. Um, you'll also notice I never talked about um, the money situation in here and the levels and so on and so forth. Um, if you hit the P key, you can bring up the spec panel, I guess it'd be called, and it gives you your level that you're currently at, the XP required to the next level, your current XP, and then your funds. I don't know what employer is, so I can't tell you. But as you can see, I've been doing some work on it, but just these 6 cars. And I'm trying to get a locomotive to do a better job than the porter. Also, I changed this yard a little bit. You can probably see it better if I get into the porter and then move out. Okay, that's the south end of the yard. I can't pull the map up now. I believe that's the south end, and then this is the north end, so you can see if the changes that I made. It's nothing, you know, fantastic, but it was enough that I got this yard to be single-throated at each end, so I didn't have a lot of traffic running through here. Not that that's going to happen anyhow, but okay, so down here in the corner you can see we got a little bit of time left on the engine. So let's get going here and I'll show you the rest of the track because I redid that from the last video. And that was because when I left the session the last time, I didn't get to save it. Um, just a second. I think I got a problem with sound here. Let me try and adjust the sound a little bit because it's awful strong in my ears and I can't talk. Okay. Okay, let's do this again. Get it to hook up. Okay, so I I didn't save when I left the session. I forgot to do it. So I didn't have, even though I recorded the session, I didn't have it so I could come back to it. So I had to go in and redo all the track. For one thing, I didn't like it that well. So I redid it. So it made a little more sense to me. We'll run up through here. And we'll do a short run here. One complete run to get logs from the logging camp, cordwood from the logging camp, and then take that to the logs to the sawmill and then that'll produce lumber, and I'll load those onto the last two cars of the train back there, and I'll take both the cordwood and the lumber back to the freight house and cash it in for money. Okay, the brakes on this Porter are terrible. And it's not going to stop in time, so I'm going to have to go in reverse. And we'll go in reverse. Okay. I like that they went back to doing the switches the old way, but I love the way they've done these splines. They're a lot better than the old way of laying track. Oh, that stuff is terrible. Okay, so this goes to the logging camp, and there's a Y up here that goes back to the sawmill. And everything should be fairly well set to get to the logging camp. Now, in the original video, the one before this, I had two tracks at the logging camp. One went to the logs and the other one went to the cordwood. Well, I decided that was the way switches are laid. It made a big hump in the track, and so it kind of screwed up the grade. And so I relayed the grade with a single track going in, and then you have to take all the cars in with you and then do a crossover more or less to the other side. You'll see when we get up here. And I need to fire this thing up some. So we'll do that. And you can do it on the fly. Okay, so notice there's no switch in here now. It goes to the cordwood side. And then I'll drop the cordwood cars off at their dock and move the logging cars over with the engine to the other side. And this is a little less steep right here. The grade isn't as much. Okay. Well, we're up here. And get ready to brake at the edge of the dock so they line up fairly well. That should do it. And we'll disconnect these. And we'll move these cars forward. Oop, too fast. Okay, so the straight track ahead is for, like, putting a Porter or something in there as a switching engine. Then we just do a switching operation up here. And it should be able to hold 6 cars in that siding right there, or whatever you want to call it. Extension track. Now we're ready to go. Now I've done this several times. It works pretty good. It's kind of crazy, but it works. And like I said before, whether it's right or wrong, as long as it works, that's all that counts to me. Okay, I think I may have to go up a little bit more. That should do it. Now, what I do is I start with the logs here. Load those up. Looks good. Run over here and start this one. And then this takes 8 where the logs only take 6. So you have to add 1 or 2 cycle to the cycle when you do it. And you have to have the crane lit up like it is. It's got their yellow outline. Okay, so we got 2 there. We'll go back here. And do these and then run back here. Doesn't take too long actually when you do it this way. Because you're moving right along. And you're actually doing something kind of takes your mind off the boredom when you're standing there waiting for cranes to return. Oh. Oh, bouncy there, sorry. Okay, so we got 3 on each car. And we got how many here? Let's see what we got. We got 4 on the bottom. So we'll do another 2 here. That'll give us 6. And I think the other needs 1 or 2. Can't remember. And I need 2. So that should come out right. We'll end up over here, but that's fine. Okay, so the last one, the log cars will hold. And this should be the last one for this, too. Yeah. So the cord would be done, too. And I just have to get in old Betsy here and move her on over there. So you're just going to reverse it and hook up to the other cars. I should be using my correct whistles or signals. Sometimes you forget to do much fun. Oh, and the way you do these is put your marker on there. Just slide it sideways as you're holding down the mouse. Hold down the mouse and slide it sideways. Just a little bit. It doesn't take much. And same thing with the door on the boiler. Okay. Get this going. And as you do the game, do the operations in the game, you'll figure out how to use all these controls and stuff. Okay. Now we're hooked up, ready to go. Now, being this is slight grade, you'll get very little distance out of it, so just keep that in mind. The physics are great in this game. See, I don't need that quite that much. Now, when you go through this switch and go on the next leg of the route, you have to watch ahead for the turnout or switch up ahead so that you can stop in time to throw that switch. I put this water tower here because the porter takes a lot of water. What's weird is if you look at the water level in the boiler, it's actually going up instead of down. That must be a quirk in the game. Somebody said that my voice wasn't loud enough. So I moved my mic closer to my face, and I also turned down some of the volume on the actual game. I think this should stop by itself. Put the brake on now and get out and go flip that switch. Because this route here goes into the sawmill. And we'll check the status of our fire too while we're doing this. Okay, we're good. The bottom number here is telling you whether or not you have enough fuel to keep that 110 water temperature. It doesn't like that. We'll get it right up to the top and get her moving. Once you get it moving, you can throttle some of these back. The regulator and reverser. Takes a bit to get things rolling. But once they do get rolling, you don't need as much effort. Okay, now we're going to run these down until we can line the log cars up with a ramp at the pond, the, the sawmill pond. You can see it right in front of us. Now this will slow down a little bit because it's got a hump right here. Which is kind of good because then it slows down so we can get it lined up properly. Okay. Now, we'll go out here, and as you move your rectal or whatever the hell that's called over the logging car until you find that pointer, that big yellow pointer there, then you can release the logs by using your toggle on your keyboard. Mine happens to be / key, so it'll unload these logs. We can press the P key and watch the numbers go up. And again. Okay, so we're making a little bit of money here. I need about, let's look since we're here. The porter, let's see, we don't want the porter. I want to save up enough to get the climax. I know the other ones are cheaper, but the climax does a hell of a job. I've already experienced it. It's got 17,210 tractive effort. 5650 is what we need as long as we don't add any extras, which I'm not going to do because you don't need them. Okay, so you'll see when I get that climax what I'm talking about. That thing is one pulling train, I'll tell you that, or engine, locomotive. Motive power, as they call it. Okay, so we're going to back the train up to the other dock and locate those two cars at the lumber side of the dock. I'll always let off on the regulator here to not put so much pressure on the cars as they go around this turn. It's got to stay above 50% though. Okay, make me a liar. Probably ought to keep it at 100% on the reverser. Because I'm not going to spot these dead on, I'm sure. Made myself a liar there too. Dead on. Oh, maybe not dead on. I need to move it back a little bit more. I could get it there, but why take the chance? I'll just move it back some more. Okay, that should do it. Oh, it's close though. Okay, now we got it. Okay, when I do these cranes, I watch for them to turn around and stop, and then I go 1, 2, and it'll be enough to get the crane to trigger again. So you watch. 1, 2. And as you can see, the other side has beams. Those go to like different uh, resource facilities, like the iron mine. And I think the other one is the crude oil works. But these things above these signs above the platform or dock tell you how much is there. There's nothing hardly here because that's all I've been doing is taking these lumber loads back to the freight warehouse and selling them, which is what we're going to do now. Check my ring, blow my whistle, and off we go. Yeah, we got a little load on there, gravel up there. And on the reverser, I don't go below 50%, or try not to. So, on the way out here to the freight house, I won't have to flip any switches because most of them are, or all of them are facing the frog side of the switch. Oh boy. Love when your computer decides it wants to take over. Anyhow, that's the route I take, and it's made me that much money that you can see in the P panel when I bring it up next time. You hear if you leave the regulator the same and you hear the engine struggling, just increase your reverser if you don't have it already on 100%. It'll help. The reason why I chose to use the lumber instead of the beams is because when the beams load up on your cars, there's only 3 beam sets to each car, where with the lumber there's 6. And then also same thing with the cordwood. The cordwood has 8 pieces of cordwood on it, so or 8 sections of cordwood on it to sell, and they both sell for like 20 a piece, I think. Yeah, this is a lot more fun when you have a brakeman with you. That's the multiplayer in the game. But you gotta have people that you know and trust to do it, because otherwise you're gonna get trolls or whatever. And that just ruins your fun in the game. So anyhow, we're gonna put on the P panel there and watch our money making scheme go to work. Now you can do these all at once, but I just like to watch them. I mean, not all at once, but as many as you can at once. Still counts them and everything. As long as you're within a fair amount of dock there on your car, you can unload them. So that's what I was doing since the last time, and made a little money. So now we got 37.38, and we need 56.50. So I'll be doing that a few more times. What I also do is I'll run over here, because otherwise you're going to move the whole train. I just run over here, grab me some wood, and restock my wood stack in the train. Yeah, I know, some people can't handle the long distance. They want to do it as fast as possible. I don't care, as long as I get it done. And so next time I'll try and slow her up by right-clicking. Okay, when you pick up the logs, your pointer has to be on the, just like when you do the feeding the boiler. You go in and you left-click to get the logs. To place them, you right-click. See, now they're gone. So that's how you do that. And trying to think if there's anything else I've left out. I hope to get somebody to help me with this. I'm not sure if I can or not, but I'm going to try. Uh, I don't need help with the track and laying stuff so much as I do having like a brakeman. So every engineer should have at least a brakeman so that he can run coupling and switch maneuvers. And that's part of being in multiplayer and being on the railroad and doing the job. Oh, also I ran that track out there. I don't know, maybe in the future I'll use it. But it can be used to drop cars off or whatever. So, I'm going to end the video here, and I hope you all come back and be with me next time and see what we can do about getting that climax. That engine is so great. It's slow, but it is great as far as pull. You can pull 12 cars with it that I know of. I mean, you could probably pull more, but I know it can pull 12. And that's up a 4% grade. It's just a fantastic engine. I had it before, and it worked really great. So all the other ones are nothing to me. That in the climax is the ultimate engine for me, and that's what I'm going to use. So anyhow, um, you guys take care, and I'm glad you came and shared some time with me. And I'll see you next time. Toodles.